Welcome guys to another tutorial on statistics. My name is Samuel Endo and I'll be taking this tutorials from my math book. In this tutorials I'm going to take a look at paired data set. Um, what it is with a paired data set, you have two quantitative data entries, and we say that each one corresponds to another, and so that's how come we call them paired data. So we're going to deal with paired data, and that's how come we construct scatter plot. Scatter plot deals with paired data. So before anything else, let's put on some few comments here, and then we'll take a question, and then we'll go ahead and design our scatter plot. First thing you got to do here is say paired data set is, we say that each one of the entry will correspond to another entry in a second data. So each one of the entry in the first data, or you could call it, yes, will correspond to another entry in the second data. So after we have this point written down, the reason why we are doing all this typing is for us to be able to understand it properly. So let's go ahead and type two things to add. One more thing I need to add it. It has to have two quantitative data. What did I do? No. It has to have two quantitative data in order to qualify as a paired data set. Alright, so I don't know why I have all of this here, but mistakes all over. Okay, never mind. So two quantitative data in order to qualify as a paired data set. Alright, sorry for the typing. I gotta get my typing together next time, but let's go ahead and continue. Next thing I want us to take a look at is this huge question here, and it says that the length of employment and the salaries of 10 employees are listed below, and on the table on the left, well, table is beneath. So graph data set using a scatter plot, and what can you conclude? So we should label the horizontal and vertical axis and plot the paired data and describe any trends you could find. So these are the information we have in order to do our scatter plot. I went ahead and get the Excel spreadsheet, and I put all the information in Excel spreadsheet. We're going to use our Excel spreadsheet to do the to construct the scatter plot. So this is our Excel spreadsheet, and this is the data that we have for the length of employment and salaries, which is the same thing, length of employment and salaries. So we go here and we go to insert, and because we want to plot a scatter diagram, we go to scatter part. But before we do that, we have to highlight all this point here, then click on scatter, click on it, and then boom, it already designed it for us. But the way it is designed, you could see that the number of years is at the bottom part and the salaries are on the top part. So if you work there for 2 years, it will correspond to the amount that you get paid. Now there's other things we could do with this scatter plot, so that we could actually trace them properly, and that's, you could use what is called trend line. So you could go ahead and right click on that, and then you could say add trend line. When you add trend lines, you're supposed to see a trend line. Well, I added values instead. Alright, let me go ahead and do it again. I click on this and you say add trend line. Then say linear trend lines. Then you said okay, close it. Right, so this trend line shows you which values are on the same line and which are not. So here you have trend lines. Let's go ahead and get these values here off. Let's right click on it. So these are the trend lines, and that's basically what I want us to do. So this is a scatter plot. So we are plotting two data sets, and so you could see the values of each data set and where they're located. Basically that would be a scatter diagram, and that's all you need. They could ask questions like, take a look at some of the questions. Label the horizontal and vertical axis. So this is a horizontal and a vertical axis. And the other question was, describe any trends. That's why we added the trend lines, so that we could describe the trends. And the trends are that the number of years, 2 years will be equal to 25,000, and some of them will deviate from the trend lines, and there's a reason for that. So you could do some more explanations. What else? So that's it, and then that's all that you need to know about how to plot a scatter diagram. In the next tutorials, we're going to take a different look at statistics.